your favorite weekend show, Weekend Deal, coming to you live from the network service of the NTA. We have a guest in the house, and the moment she walked into the studio, I gave her 3 salutes straight. You'll be wondering why. This video will tell you why. That's one of ours, man. We celebrate you. Woo! Nice one, girl. Nice. Actually, you were saying 2 continents. I said no, it's like 24 continents. But you said it's been 22 countries, yes. 2 continents. Yes. That's huge. Thank you. That is huge. Attractor, you know, people are wondering now. See the way you just sat down. If they had seen what you can do, this one is video. Some people have seen the real live Attractor in motion. What motivated you to start to make such a trend? Honestly.
First of all, I started riding because I was trying to evade traffic. Yes. I wanted to get to work quickly and back. I didn't want to stay on the road all day. So when I got posted to Lagos, the traffic was really, really disturbing, and I was getting depressed. And when I complained about it, they said, you get used to it, you get used to it. But I never got used to it. So one of those days, the inspiration just came, and I said, oh, I think this is it. And then I went to a riding school.
How long did it take?
2 months, 8 months, 2 months, yes. And then I started riding to work every day. Yes. Amazing. So that was how it started. So the seat time, the experience of riding to work every day, it made it, you know, I started gathering these experiences. And because I love adventures, and I had traversed 23 states in Nigeria before I started working. I used to travel holidays.
Okay, not on the bike.
Not on the bike. So when I started riding, I thought it would be nice to do it again. So I traveled all 36 states with a motorcycle. And
wow. By yourself?
Yes, alone. Not once, just holidays, public holidays. And
wait now, was it because you're in customs or how? You just get on the bike and start crossing.
So like I said, when I was traversing Nigeria, I did that during public holidays. So if there's a public holiday coming, I just check the map and look at which states I could cover within those days, and then
get on the bike with your helmet and start moving.
She just fly. That was Crystal. It's making me, I'm sorry.
Yes, so that was it. And
this is intimidation
at the highest level.
So in 2023, it was my annual leave, and I was thinking, where should I go to? And I thought about it. Instead of taking a flight and going to one country, why not explore West Africa? I studied French, and I did my 1 year abroad I studied French in Delta State University, Abuja, and I did my 1 year abroad in Togo. So I felt, okay, this is an opportunity to travel. So I applied for the leave, and then I was given approval, and then I just started moving. So
I don't know, there are too many questions. Our time is limited.
Okay.
Who was the first person you told about your dream to travel 22 countries, and what was the person's reaction? And how long does it take? I don't know, the questions are many. Long does it take did it take from Nigeria to Togo on the bike? If you can answer this together. I don't Thelma is waiting to.
Okay. So the plan was not to travel 22 countries.
Okay.
This particular one was a ride for women inclusivity.
Oh!
The Empower. Yes, a ride to encourage women to live their dreams and to let them know that they can be whoever they want to be and not to be limited. And also the empowerment of the girl child, like no matter how much you fall, you can get up. So this particular ride was for women in Nigeria and women all over the world. And it was also a cross-border research. So it was approved by the Controller General of Customs, and that's when the trip started.
Okay, like I said, you are using style to intimidate us, but it's a good kind of intimidation, because if we don't see such a thing, we think it really happens in, very far away from us.
Yeah.
You have brought excitement, adventure, rejuvenation. You've brought it right here to Weekend Deal. I'm thinking now you get on the... Okay, you go and learn to beat traffic. Then you start crossing continents. Hello, how does that work? But what is your mother saying? What are your... Do you have brothers?
That's the question.
Yeah.
What are they saying? Yes, I want to hear that.
What are they saying?
They encourage me. That's all. So because something about riding, if people around you are filled with positivity, it makes you move without fear.
So no fear.
So that's the positivity that's pushed me from my family and my siblings, and even from the people in the office, like my CG, that encouraged me. With that positivity, I just moved on without any fear.
What Lagos traffic will not cause. Okay, now you started this journey with all the positivity you talked about, but I'm sure there are challenges. Can you tell us some of your challenges when you started the actual journey? And was there no point you said, what am I doing?
Where did you put your food? Or is it that you just... no need for food, Igbo. No need for food. Just enter the bike and be crossing to Togo.
Okay, so there's a top box. I have a top box.
Okay.
That was strictly for my food and my drinks. That's like snacks, all these little things that you can nibble upon. And then the one on the seat was what carried my clothing and all that. So when I'm hungry on the road, I snack on those things, drink water. Then when I get to the hotel, I eat.
So your challenges, don't forget that.
Oh, yes, the challenges. Yes, sometimes the roads, when the roads were not so good, and then I had to struggle, I had to go really, really slowly. So if I was to cover 300 kilometers in 3 hours or 3 hours, 30 minutes, I had to do it like in 6-7 hours because of the bad roads. And that would make blisters, because now you have to be careful and hold on and ensure that you're not falling, because it's mud or sand. So I had to go really, really slowly. And those were really...
so you didn't have any accidents all through your journey?
No, I didn't.
She's a careful learner, careful adventurer. Okay, were you able to communicate with anyone from family or your workplace while you were in motion, like crossing countries?
Yes, I was able to sometimes. Sometimes I could, if I needed to.
So you plan the hotels ahead? Do you plan the hotels ahead?
Yeah, so what I do is that, you know, some hotels, they look very, very beautiful on the internet.
Yes, true.
But when you get there physically, it's not what it is. So what I do is that before I leave, I check like 3 of them. And then when I arrive, I look at it. If it's fine, I continue. But if it's not, I look for another. So sometimes I could check like 3, 4 hotels before I finally settle down, because I just tell myself, I can't do all this stress all day and then just manage a hotel.
I like that.
Comfort.
At the end of the day, you're still a baby girl. Yeah. You're still a baby girl. So tell me, what's next? What are we expecting from the tables? I mean, you've done this. Adventurous people never stop. So what are you looking to do after this?
She's going to ride to London. You are going to London, John.
Agree. Are you going to just rest now or think about it, or is there anything you're going to do soon?
I think we should rest for now.
Yeah. No, I no grill.
Tractor, and for you rest. T keeps going, so she wants you to keep going.
You can't rest.
T keeps going, so
you
she
will now
wants
come and, you will raise the bar. You will change the narrative. You will not cheat. And you now rest. No.
So we encourage
London,
other people
to join you
to do it.
Yes.
But do you look forward to riding with some girls, perhaps
Yes,
Thelma,
I do.
Patience, with our bikes, all moving,
Babe!
taking it,
Yeah,
taking
that would
it.
be awesome.
Oh my goodness! You can imagine. But I have to learn how to ride first.
Oh, yes.
I'm pumping myself.
You have to
like
go to a
star.
training school.
To a training
Yes,
school.
that
Learn how
helps
to
you.
ride.
Yes.
Which of the countries were your favorite? All the countries you visited, which one did you... if you look back, oh God, I love this country. Where?
Morocco.
Tell us what is unique about Morocco.
They have very good roads.
Oh my goodness.
Very good roads. So you can imagine riding through the desert, 200, 300 kilometers, and there's not a single pothole.
So
you're not
good, is
worried
it
about-
synonymous with safe? Good
Oh,
and
yes.
safe?
Safe. Yeah. Safe, good roads, everything. Yes, all the countries. Okay, so one thing I learned about all the countries, Africa, everywhere, they are good people. Good people are good people.
Yeah, absolutely.
People are kind. When I stop on the road to take pictures, or maybe I want to relax, some people just stop and like, are you okay? Wow. Yes. There's never been a time that I had to be, I was scared or anything, because everybody cared. And they sometimes not even knowing if I was a man or a woman, because the helmet covered everything.
Yeah.
But they cared because they knew this was a traveler. And this was a stranger from somewhere else. Everybody cared. Nobody tried to do anything funny.
Oh, nice.
Yes, all
nice,
true, all
nice.
along. And even those places where people were saying, oh, how did you manage? There was nothing of... In fact, there was a time when I was crossing Mauritania. The heat of the...
That's great show.
What is this lady? What are you even saying? You're just calling country.
As if it's...
And not from the
say,
map,
oh.
Yes. Hand view.
So I was
This is
crossing
amazing.
Mauritania.
Mauritania.
And it was 47 degrees that day.
Wow.
It was really hot. And the road, I think it busted because of the heat. So the battery went off. I stopped. I opened the compartment and I was trying to fix it. And the car stopped and like, are you okay? I said, my battery pulled off because of the vibrations. And they were bringing out tools while I was checking for a screw that would fit
To
into
support
it.
you.
And when they finished, they left. And if you know how it is around, so everybody cared. Nobody wanted to know if you were a man or a woman or if we were coming from this country or not. It shows that
we are one.
yes.
So even that oneness is beyond Nigeria.
Yeah, it
Yes,
is beyond
yes.
humanity. That's what binds us
Yes.
as one.
Yes.
The red blood.
Yes.
Well, talking about your battery, what kind of bike did you use? Is it this going that we used to use? What kind of bike did you use? I'm also curious. No, I'm genuinely curious. When she talked about battery, I'm thinking, bike is bike, or there's a special bike for that kind of journey.
Yes, it was a BMW F650 cc GS. So the
tell me.
reason
Okay.
We're only clearing our
even
throats.
though,
Okay, so we didn't say anything.
okay, finish your sentence.
Okay, so, you know, it was not only the battery. The vibration kept on for about 60 or more kilometers. So nuts were loosening. So I had to tighten some nuts and all that. So sometimes it's like that.
So you had to learn about the machine we were using because you have to know about you were the mechanic of your machine.
That was why I was able to know that it was the battery. The moment the bike went off, I knew it was the battery.
It was the battery.
Yes, because it cannot just go off
But
like
did you charge it or it's not?
No, so I think with the vibration, the nuts were loosening little by little, and I didn't know. So at some point, it went off.
It went off.
So then I had to screw it back together and tighten it, and then I continued.
Attractor, baby.
Attractor, we celebrate
Attractor,
you.
we celebrate you.
Only good things can unveil from this gist and all you have been doing.
You.
And the customs is mighty proud to have you. Nigeria is mighty proud to call you her own. And we here, baby girl, we call you sister.
Thank you.
We're going to come and do some things with some BM bikes. So I get the feeling that we'll do great things together. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Done.
Thank
We'll keep taps on you to learn more about what's novel and what's new. But then again, just before we let you go, what do you think about workplace relationships? Workplace relationships. Is it something that you've heard about?
Romance,
experience?
That's our topic.
Before?
So she just
workplace relationships. You work at the custom.
Yes, okay.
Have you ever heard about workplace relationships? Something beyond platonic.
Okay. I hope this is not live because right now
it's not.
Let's let her go. Let's applaud her. Let her go. When it comes to biking and traveling continents, you're number one. But workplace things, no. That's a no-no for you, right? Okay, our conversation starts right now with regards to our topic. Susan did our background feature.
And beautiful. Yes, today our conversation centers around office romance, navigating love in the workplace. The truth is, you can find love anywhere at all. But what happens when you find love in your workplace? For example, if you want to keep it on the down low, how do you deal with the suspicion, the gossip? How do you separate your professional life from your personal life? How do you do that? Are office romances, will they end in forever, or they are just a human resource disaster waiting to happen? To answer this question and throw more light on our conversation is our backgrounder by Susan Ademo.
From the beginning of creation, one thing that has kept humanity together is love.
Thank you.
The greatest commandments of God. But love doesn't only exist in families or romantic relationships. It often shows up in unexpected places like the workplace.
Working in the same place has actually been very constructive where our marriage is concerned because we both know exactly what the other person is doing. If my husband comes home today and is speaking and talking about his job, I know exactly what he's talking about. If I'm talking about my job, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. So there's no issue of trying to communicate and not being heard or not being understood. So for us, it has worked very well for us.
Today, many people spend more time at work than at home. It is not surprising that romantic connections develop in the office. People from different backgrounds, belief, and culture work side by side, forming bonds that sometimes grow beyond friendship into romance. Studies show that nearly 1/3 of employees have engaged in some forms of romantic relationship at work.
When you go to some professional setting, they have policies, they have ethical codes, and they discourage that because, one, it affects the work productivity because there are issues of conflict of interest and all that. So it's really not encouraging, because if you want your business to grow, if you want your profession to thrive, you have to discourage that by every means. Like I used to know in the banking sector, when they have two colleagues that are having a relationship, they tell one to have to resign so that they can. So it's not like you can't find your soulmate anywhere. You can actually find your soulmate anywhere, but it's really not encouraging because it affects work productivity.
Spending significant time together often creates opportunities to truly know one another. When handled maturely, such relationship can lead to a positive, long-lasting partnership. For some people, the secrecy and thrill of a hidden relationship at work may even seem exciting. However, this comes with serious risk.
One, the workplace becomes very unconducive, and every workspace should prioritize mental health, and by making that workspace a workable environment for everyone that works. So when the workplace becomes toxic, you have competition here and there. Everybody wants to be on the good book of the boss. They know the boss is this one that likes women around and likes good-looking women. So you see people striving. Everybody is just wanting to do one thing or the other, and that becomes very toxic. So if you want to do that, that means you're creating a toxic environment for every other person who is on that space, and it might really not make the business or the whatever they do there thrive.
While office relationships can be thrilling, they can also be destructive if not properly managed.
I know that some organizations don't really approve of spouses in working together. I've heard of people who have to even maybe lie or cover up. Maybe the woman will not change her name, or, they have their reasons. But I think the peculiarity of the job we do in NTA actually is helpful when a couple works together here. Because our job can be very demanding. It can also be very time-consuming.
Whether you are navigating the spark of a new office romance or managing an ongoing workplace relationship, always remember that love is a gift, but at work, it must be guided by wisdom, respect, and responsibility.
Anyway, Susan Adamu is also our producer today. And Susan, I saw you with a certain gentleman. Could that have been Alex? Obviously, he's not distracting you because you're on point today. You were early, all your features are ready, everything was on point. So we'll take your word for it that you should open your heart, but don't let it affect or impact your level of professionalism. And we see that it's not impacted. Could Susan be in love with Alex, or Alex in love with Susan? Because it's no longer a secret. Okay, our guests are here. Let's welcome them very warmly. Dr. Ifeoma Eze is an emotional intelligence expert, a senior pastor, and director of administration, Zion Heritage Ministries. Her profile is now.
You're welcome to Weekend Deal.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Tease. Okay, so she's not alone. She's with another beautiful woman. She is Sadat Farouk. She is a human resource and development expert. Let's see her profile.
Beautiful.
You're welcome to Weekend Deal.
Welcome to Weekend Deal. It's great to have you. I see all women, from the adventurer, traveler, to all of us women. Wow. Thank you so much for making the time to be with us today.
Thank you.
Let me start with Hajia Sadat. Workplace relationships, and you could say workplace romance, navigating them. For some people, once they see chairs and table, keep romance outside. But for some, like they say, open your heart, but it should not impact your work negatively. On which side of the divide do you sit? First off, have you ever had a workplace relationship or encouraged one?
Thank you very much. It's good to be here with you all. And when I saw the topic, I was a bit like, oh, okay. Why me? But the truth of the matter is we are all human beings.
True.
Yeah.
And we're social animals. And what we love most is relating with people. You can't define where it can lead you to ordinarily. So answering your question around whether I'm for it or against it, I'll tell you I have a blend of approach to it. Yes, because the whole romance thing is a human thing. And of course, professionalism is a choice. So it's important that we should not look at office romance as something totally illegal. But yeah, and it happens across the world. It's not peculiar to us because we are all human beings interacting with ourselves. Talking about if I've encouraged one before, of course, yes. No, I married very early, very, very early before I even entered the university. I got engaged, and after university I got married. So I really haven't had to be in that. But again, I've had to encourage some, particularly with the young ones. I work in a place where you can't marry yourselves. If you have to marry yourselves, somebody has to resign, because of the integrity of that space. So that has not stopped anybody from marrying themselves. But nice thing is, the good news is now we've been allowed,
So you can go to happily ever after right now.
Yes, we've been allowed, but it's a highly professional environment. And we try to keep them very low. Something around romance in the office is about how you, the people involved, can manage it. It's very important that from the onset you set your boundaries. You are there in the workspace for work. And if your romance has to happen, it will always happen. It's not illegal, but we can't deny it. But again, it's something that can be properly managed. So when you enter through the gate into your workspace, we're here for business. And if you're out of the gate, pick it up and you take it up from there. We've seen some that have developed into very fantastic marriages. Some have had very great experiences, and of course, as human beings, some went sour. But again, the people involved are the ones that would determine whether it becomes a gossip, whether it's something you have to put under the carpet, whether it's something you have to have conversation around to say, okay, this is where we want to see it start and stop. But again, where it's tricky, quite delicate, is where there's a boss, involved with maybe a younger person or a direct report or someone else, it becomes a bit very tricky in terms of how to manage favoritism and the rest. I would like to stop here for now.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. Workplace romance. She just said something. It's something that would happen because we are all social animals, and the heart wants what the heart wants. I love love.
Yeah.
Now, somebody said that one of the pros of workplace romance is the fact that your partner knows what your professional life is, and you don't have conflict. Where most times couples have conflict on why you staying in work so long, but this one, he knows what you are into. And then, can you speak to that? How the pros now of office relationships?
Okay, so before I get to the pros, I like to say what my own stand is.
Yes,
just
please.
like
Yes,
she
did.
said.
Yes.
Because when I got the topic, I was like, you know. But then I knew that it's something that is natural. Love is a natural emotion, and it's something that can happen anywhere. You can meet people anywhere. And just to answer your question, when it comes to office romance, it's you just have to make sure that your personal affection does not blur your professional ethics. So, you know, there's this blend, there's this individual trying to like make sure that, okay, I have this personal affection for this person, but then there is also professional ethics required in the office space. So no PDAs. In as much as I like this person, I spend time with them in work and outside work. You know, you have to make sure that you don't bring it to the office in a way that it brings down the reputation of that organization. But to answer your question, the benefits or the good side of office romance, well, it creates workplace stability. When we have not just likeness for each other, but then we have this more than likeness, this more than platonic relationship.
Yes.
There is stability in the workplace
Wow,
to a large extent. I don't want to start talking about the negative side when they fall out and issues begin to come up, but we just want to focus on the
for now.
On the pros for now.
For now, because we're going to go to the courts.
So there's workplace stability. There is, just like you said, shared interest, shared understanding, teamwork and bonding, you know. And then there's a lot of group cohesion when it comes to that, because you understand the nature of my work, you understand what I'm doing, you also understand the issues I have behind the scene, you know. Somebody can come to work late or even come looking depressed. You already know, because you guys have a relationship, you already know what has happened, what is making this one not to be cheerful at work today. So it creates workplace cohesion, it creates stability of some sort, and there's ease of understanding, you know. You can understand each other. So
Dr. Ifeoma, hardly surprising you're an author. See how you are writing the manual. Okay. Because we're social beings, you know, you use the word love. When the couple starts to, when the interest, you know, develops, is love at the front burner almost immediately. I don't think the first thing that they feel is love. But what sometimes happens is that attraction is going in more than one direction.
yes.
There are instances perhaps where the gentleman or the gentle lady is looking in several places. You know, perhaps several gentlemen have showed interest in a particular very attractive person. And 3 or 4 guys, she's young, she's beautiful, and she's eligible. And they are looking at her. Sometimes again, one gentleman looking in the direction of 4 or 5 women, perhaps not knowing which of them is going to say yes, or perhaps it starts with one and
or
it thinks
indecision.
it's love, and later it finds she's not loved, and it sees that her friend is lovelier than her in behavior, in everything. Maybe cooks better. The aroma of her snacks were so nice. They're looking there. Anyway, what I'm saying in essence is we're laughing now.
No, but that's
it's
not
not
love.
always funny.
But in reality, that's not love, you know.
Yes. Because I said the love doesn't start the first time they meet.
But you have to be serious now. I've been intentional.
Of course.
How do you have 4 people?
4
Tell
people
me.
at the same time. See, all of them will
Are we
not have the
talking
same
about
shape.
real life story? Because real life story don't have 7 or 8.
No. It means the person is not focused. The person does not even know what he wants.
But does it happen or doesn't it?
It happens for those who don't have focus.
Yeah, you know, it does happen, but I would like to say that there must be that connection.
Of course.
And connection is not something that is a switch of light, you put it on and put it off.
Exactly.
It's a thing of the chemistry of the body. So there must be someone who you connect with very, very closely.
You can't connect with 7 people at the same time.
It's almost unlikely, except if we're talking about even infatuation. You can't be having infatuation with over 4
Yeah,
to
so let's
5,
not even
6
call it
women
love at all.
That's why I went the terminology that you use. You use love.
Yes.
And I think you use love very, very, very loosely.
I would like to actually say that, you know, love, as we say, you can't put a definition to say, oh, it's an inner feeling, it's intense feeling. You know, it grows with time, and it grows with acceptance. It grows with trust. You know, the first connection is, oh, I like this person.
Exactly.
Maybe because of physical appearance, character, integrity, and the attraction just
or
comes.
even kindness.
Or kindness.
The way the person treated you.
A friend told me that your problem is that you smile a lot and you're too kind. Sometimes when I get harassment and I'm like, why? And he will tell me, say, look, your problem is you smile a lot and you're too kind. And when men see women who smile, they could be misunderstood sometimes. And that when you go beyond being helpful to caring, then you become it could be to the other side for you. You know, so everything should be done in moderation. So love, as it said, it's something that definitely will grow with a whole lot of other features around it, depending on the circumstance. But one thing, again, most of the time that I like speaking to is, let's not try to mix it up, office romance and infidelity. We shouldn't mix them up. Where one is consensual, the other one will be betrayal of trust.
Exactly.
And in some cases, it may not even be betrayal per se. Let's narrow down to religion and say there are people who are a religion that accepts that you have 4 women in your life.
Yes.
It could grow there, and you find someone in your office, particularly with the man, who is allowed to marry 4 wives, not the lady. And it begins to grow. So how you are able to manage it responsibly
at the same pace, and he wants to grow in the same environment.
It's not unlikely. You know, so for that man in that religion will not be seen to be an infidel, so to say, especially where there's no copulation yet. You have intention, and you begin to grow the relationship over the years. You don't just meet a lady today and say, oh, I want to marry you, and you take her home. There must be that, you know, that preambles. And in that preamble, if you don't manage them well, it can escalate to gossip. It can escalate to low productivity. Naturally, when you like someone, we're here as ladies, there are people that will connect with. And the moment you connect that with that person, the natural thing is you need to be seriously emotionally intelligent to know where to draw your boundaries. Otherwise, you begin to see that you tend to favor one person over the other person. So those are the issues that it looks as if office romance is illegal or it's bad. It's not at all, but it depends on how it's been managed.
Depends on how it's been managed,
Mixing your professional life with your love life so that they'll all be in one room. It sounds easy, but it comes with
it's very delicate.
Whole lot. NTA Channel 10 Lagos will tell us more.
Love can blossom anywhere. We spend nearly a third of our lives at work, so it's no surprise that many find romance right there. Due to the increased interaction between co-workers on a daily basis, studies have shown that there is a direct correlation between romance and work. Some of the relationships culminating into marriages.
Office romance is a very delicate one because it's a very thin line.
So it shouldn't be allowed, and I can explain. Because the moment romance gets into things, into work environment, it hijacks people's proper way of thinking, you know, emotions, and you all know, the things of the heart.
Office romance is very controversial, and it's something which people have to look at the work ethics in that office or the company. Every company has their policy. Most companies discourage office romance.
Love in the workplace can be beautiful, but it is never without risk, as it can affect productivity, create perceptions of favoritism, or even divide teams. Consent is not just about saying yes, it's about being free to say no without consequences. Once that freedom disappears, it's no longer love, but abuse.
When a superior attach sexual gain to helping the staff, asking them for certain comforting come to see me in my hotel room. Can we take a weekend out?
Oftentimes we say that, you find love in unexpected places, but we need to be very careful when we're finding love in the unexpected place of the workplace, because it's very easy for the line to blur, either positively or negatively. There could be undue advantage as well as there could be undue criticism. What would other colleagues think? How would other colleagues react? And that's why it's very important that workplaces have the right processes in place to manage workplace romance.
Exploitation begins when one of the parties is not willing, is not interested in it. So there's no understanding between the two of them.
Sometimes it could be that the romance is going well, it's going good, but other people in the office are the ones who then feel exploited. Because whether this person merits whatever reward they're getting, there could be people in the business that would think, oh, he's getting this because he's in a relationship with this person, or she's getting it because she's in a relationship with this person.
It is therefore important to set boundaries in work relationships so as to avoid negative occurrences.
Face it head on. You have disciplinary committee. You should have, if your place is a workplace, standard workplace, you will have disciplinary committee. You have your HR department where you could lodge in such a case. You will have a suggestion box. Whichever way works for your organization, you will have a way where you can make your complaint that this is what I'm going through and I need a solution.
Clear-cut policies that tell the processes to follow should two colleagues find themselves in a situation where a romantic or amorous relationship is developing. Oftentimes, these policies, first and foremost, the most important thing they call out for is disclosure. The business cannot help manage or put structure around what you don't disclose. And if you're ever doing anything that you're uncomfortable to disclose, then that means there's something wrong with it.
Finally, love in the workplace can be beautiful, but it must be handled with care, because when the lines blur between affection and abuse, everyone pays the price.
How else can you deliver love songs like that, you know? And also, we do know the role that music plays in romance, you know? So whether you're in the workplace or anywhere else, you know, the gentleman will just come and put one song like Manzani just delivered. Haba. You throw all caution. Your caution goes outside the gate. You're watching Weekend Deal. It's all about workplace romance and how to navigate it so that neither party loses their sense of professionalism. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We ask you to stay with Weekend Deal.
Welcome back. It's love, it's professional, it's steaming, and the conversation here during the break, you have no idea what happens here. We'll be sharing some of them with you. We are getting your messages. This message said, Patience and Thelma, you people are not gender sensitive as far as this topic is concerned at all. To me, love and emotional expression is not something you can manipulate if it's natural. So I don't encourage it in the workplace. If it happens, one partner should resign. Samuel Alade. Okay. Okay. That's Thelma's person. Good morning. Weekend Deal. The two guests raised wonderful points. Kudos to them. From Ali Mohammed Shaki Makodi, Benue State. He said both of you are amazing, that you're raising very valid points.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, Weekend Deal. How do you do it every week, every weekend? Giving us amazing topics. I love Weekend Deal. We love you too. But tell us your name so that we can call your name and say I love you, so it will be personal. You know what I mean? Who knows? Okay. Good morning, Weekend Deal. Oh, this is very, very good. I love what you're doing. I'm enjoying my weekend already because of this topic. Thank you. So let's go back to our conversation. Thelma.
Well. This time I want to stir the pot. Okay. I don't know.
You've been on fire since anyway, so I'm not surprised.
I'm going to stir this.
I am not surprised.
Stir on.
We are ready.
Because,
Go, girl.
okay, romance is sweet.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
No doubt.
No one will take that away from genuine affection.
True.
But what we see, like I said earlier, the word love should not be used loosely. For not everyone who wants to have a relationship is going to put the word love on the table. Not every time they feel it, even either party. But let me talk about when the love goes sour. When things go awry. And it could be from no fault of either party. Sometimes it is from the fault of one party or both. You know how there, you know, we have already started filling the wedding invitation. Started planning that show.
Imagining
my heart is broken right
looking
now.
at the hall and what individual people will take as their responsibility to ensure that.
And imagining the face of our babies.
You've had the hall. You've already gone to the postnatal ward. Okay, so maybe Dr. Eze, you will. This your smile covers a lot. Tell us, when the love goes awry for no fault of either party, what will be the likely outcome? And also, you know, I was telling you, I said something. You use the word love. Not every relationship has love involved.
So if a relationship does not have love, what are we doing?
Exactly.
I love love. I believe in love.
I love love.
Honestly,
you're my girl. I love love.
April next year, I'll be married 20 years. And I am still in love. See, when I talk about love, I get very excited because I am in love.
But did it start as a workplace romance?
No, it didn't. And like she said, I married very early. I was married at 22. He was 26, I was 22. And we are still in love. If you can't meet him now without getting to hear me, like he mentions my name in a sentence like 2-3 times.
And you mentioned his own how many times?
So many times. No, but it's real and it's rare. I understand it's rare, right? Especially when you have been married for as long as I have. There's this tendency for marriage to get sour, you know, things dull out, and you don't feel that romance anymore. But we have been intentional about that. We understand that if you want love to, love is not something, it does not work on autopilot.
Yes.
If you want it to be there, you have to nurture it. You have to stoke the fire. You have to put everything, you know, it has to be intentional, deliberate. Because if you leave it like that, just like a farmland, it will just...
Is he watching you right now?
Of course he's
But take us back to what I initially... Let's stoke that fire.
Yes, when it goes sour, what happens is that there's a lot of bitterness, bad blood in the office, and sometimes people don't manage their emotions well. So they begin to now get friends who join them in hating the other person. And before you know it, the actual work that the office does suffers, you know. And then issues of decisions are now thwarted one way or the other because this person is trying to make a decision out of anger or out of offense or bitterness. And this is... There's a lot that can go wrong, you know. Office policies are not followed, you know. When this love goes wrong in a relationship and it affects the office cohesion, it affects the office stability, the work unity that they are supposed to have is no longer there. And it can go, it can even affect your customers, depending on the kind of service that you deliver, you know. Exactly.
It goes on and on.
It goes on and on. It can affect virtually everything. And the person is at work. The time you're supposed to spend doing your work, you're crying. Or watching pictures. Or looking or plotting how to revenge or retaliate and stuff like that. So that is one of the, it is a disadvantage. This disadvantage is one of the major reasons why most HRs and organizations say no to office romance. If you want, one person should stay outside so that here we just talk business, here we just talk about what we are supposed to talk about.
Okay, nice. I like that, but I'm still on that topic, when love goes sour. Whether we like it or not, not all love would end in forever.
Absolutely.
So, Hajia, what would you advise a lady or a guy who is now heartbroken? How do you move on? Because whether we like it post-breakup, you must move on. So what advice would you have for her or him to move on? Because they're still going to be working, and especially if the guy decides to move on to someone else in the office.
In the same place.
Yes, in the same,
that sounds like a familiar story. Perhaps you do a book.
So how do you you move on from that? Okay. Yes, please talk about it, because a lot of people are watching who are even in that condition right now going to work every day, their minds are beaten. You watch, he's sitting there, and maybe the new flame is coming to give him tea in the office.
That Manzani will do a song for this one. When we are done, Manzani will do a song for this one.
I like this conversation. You know, when you talk about the downside of office romance, is a complete opposite of the upside.
Exactly.
Yes. And what it can actually lead to is a lot of distraction. There's no doubt about that. Of course, it will affect the productivity.
Yeah.
If you're not even careful, it will affect the image of your own organization. Talking about maybe somebody in a customer relationship, customer relation role. And you just, maybe that's the day the breakup happened, or you just saw the guy passed and you're destabilized, especially for the ladies who hardly will manage their emotions, you know. And you can throw it out there to the customer or whoever has come in as your client.
Or shout on the person.
Or even shout. So you put the image or the brand of the organization at risk. Then going back to your question, if you're heartbroken, you say there's no a yes, or a no, or a timetable to managing it. But one thing that you must understand, especially in the workspace, is that I am here for a purpose. And that purpose is professionalism. You are hurt. Yes, there's no doubt about it. Especially with the ladies. Most of the time, we are unable to manage our emotions. So we begin to... So if he means you, you know, taking a break around the time it happened, take a break. Go and do a self-love. Recuperate. You know, most people tend to put their love or their happiness in the hands of another person. That is your first undo.
Yes.
The day you begin to know that the first person to love is myself.
Oh, beautiful.
And the first person to trust is myself. You even heal. You will have a healing inside you before it ever happens.
Oh, my goodness.
So, happiness is handmade. You make it by yourself.
It's self-made.
And own it. The moment you are able to own it, be very intentional in every relationship you're going in. And that's why I like men. Men are always very intentional about their relationship. And they know what is the need for me. Women are, most of the time, I'm sorry, we are so emotional. We get carried away. It's our own nature. There's nothing we can do about it. But please, I make appeal to women especially. Be very intentional about any relationship you're going to start. Check also, what is the need for me? It's not money that is in need for you. How do I, as this woman, want to nurture it? The truth is, especially in an African climate, and especially here where we are, it is in your hands to make it work. And that is the honest truth. If you want to behave like the man, I can tell you, you are going to go through my rights of relationship, never to keep one.
I love that.
I'm telling you honestly. So tell yourself, I want this relationship to work. In every relationship, even as girls, if you don't nurture it, it will not work. There must be one stupid person in that relationship. And tell yourself, no matter how wise you are as a woman, you are the stupid person in that relationship.
Oh my goodness.
The moment you are able to become the stupid person, I tell you, the biggest man, you can wrap him around your finger.
And feminists will come for you.
They should come for me, I don't care. So where is their feminism in taking them to?
I agree.
Do you understand? So if I am the foolish person and I'm able to get what I want to get and have a stable home and peace of mind for me as a person, there's nothing that I compromise
amazing.
around my peace of mind. If it's going to take away my peace, I'll look for a way around it.
I agree.
Honestly speaking. So please, feminists, my apologies. My apologies. You have a choice to make it work the way you want to make it go. For me, as a person, my advice out there for you is please create a balance. There is no extremism in anything that works. Create the balance.
Thank you.
If you are a feminist, create your balance. Know where to start and end. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hajia. You know something? Sometimes even some challenges don't mean the end of that relationship. But let's go touch base with Ben Ochuli. He's been looking at the civil service rules that govern office or workplace relationship. Ben, what did you find?
Love can happen anywhere, but what happens when anywhere turns out to be your office? From long hours on projects to shared coffee breaks and team bonding moments, sparks can easily fly between colleagues. But here's the question. When love walks into the office, Does productivity work out? Or can both truly coexist?
Yes, they can, as long as the two know their limits within which to coexist within the working environment. And what happens outside is their own personal relationship, which is the marital one. But once they come to work, the work environment supersedes any other thing.
While some workplace relationships grow into strong marriages, others bring gossip, jealousy, and distraction that can shake team harmony. So where do we draw the line between genuine connection and professional compromise?
Every organization has its own goals and objectives. A couple cannot, because they are married, want to draw the organization back. Maybe there will be checks and balances. They will be drawn and be told at what level each and every one of you can extend that relationship, that personal relationship in the workplace.
Now, let's talk rules. What does the Nigerian Civil Service Code say about office romance?
There's nowhere that the public service rule says two people cannot get married, that is, a male and a female cannot get married in an organization. There's nowhere it says so. But in some private sectors, they don't allow that, especially in the banks, that I know. Maybe because that is a financial institution and they don't want anything that will entice or make any of them want to embezzle money. But in the public service, there is nowhere that it says that kind of relationship cannot exist. But then, if, for example, both of them are in the financial unit, that is maybe in finance department like in NTA, if they are in the same, let's say, station, we could advise one to move to another station.
Here are some practical tips for navigating office romance. 1. Keep it discreet but honest. Inform HR if your organization's policy requires it. 2. Avoid relationships where one person reports directly to the other. 3. Don't mix emotions with assignments or promotions. 4. Keep your personal life private during office hours. And 5. Above all, respect yourself, your partner, and the job you both love.
Like in NTA, if you check, we have couples like that. And as far as I'm concerned, I have never had any reason to say that we will not encourage that kind of relationship. When you encourage your people to love and to stay together and be part of the system, I think it will go a long way to synergize the other departments, create love within people, and accept each other, and build a family within a family.
At the end of the day, office romance isn't forbidden. It just requires wisdom. Balance your heart with your goals. And remember, a healthy relationship should build you, not break your career.
Thank you, Godwin and Ahina, for the Sports Summit. And yes, the job is still not done yet, but I trust the Super Eagles, especially with Osimhen leading the line. I know somebody is excited in the studio at the mention of that name, but welcome back to the studios of Weekend Deal. It's always a pleasure to be with you this morning. And of course, you know what will be trending in the papers this morning. It's totally connected to the reshufflement we have in the appointment, or rather the new service chiefs. And we start with Saturday Vanguard. This one says that Tinubu reshuffles service chiefs, appoints Oluyede as defense chief, Vice Marshal S.K. Aneke, Chief of Air Staff, Rear Admiral I. Abbas, Chief of Naval Staff. All right, so you see their pictures there. Below that, we have World Bank meetings. The IMF warns Nigeria of debt, oil revenue risks. Notes reform gains fears. Elumelu urges AI revolution for Africa's growth. Now to Saturday Sun. Leading straight to the head, the leading story, going straight to the head, the leading story, why Tinubu sacked service chiefs, how new CDI survived, meet new Army, Air Force, Naval bosses, but to lead National Committee to revamp security training institutions. Wike opens up on Jonathan Nnamdi Kanu mocks Diri. It has some riders here. It gives conditions to appear in court as witness for IPOB leader. Describes Bayelsa governor's defection to APC as shameful. Details of that on page 25. Now to Weekend Trust. Below the masthead, we have stories of children suffering from malnutrition. Details of that on page 28. Now the leading story says Tinubu appoints new service chiefs. Details of that can be found on page 4. Now meet the man who may be PDP chairman, and that is of course the former Minister of Special Duties, Kabir Tanimu Turaki. Okay, crumbling love stories of Nigerian celebrities. Crumbling love stories, and then we're talking about office.
What a coincidence.
All right, so to the weekend leadership. Or rather, leadership weekend, over 50 generals to go as Tinubu sacks service chiefs. Okay, that's another consequences of that, decision. Names Oluede, Chief of Defense Staff, asks fresh service chiefs to justify appointments, and of course that is what most Nigerians will be looking at for that these changes being made will be very, very impactful. Now, Saturday Telegraph. Just above the masthead, it's a bit of a sad story there. Niger tanker explosion, victims of relatives. Survivors recount horrendous tales. I lost 8 members of my family, 10 others in critical condition. Resident. Details of that on page 8. And oftentimes the NEMA or the concerned authorities have put out these commercials there, this sensitization messages out there to say that whenever there is a challenge like this, don't go near the tanker. Stay as far as you can. Stay away from it, and because the result is always the same.
It's terrible.
Explosion, death, injuries. It's unfortunate there.
It's poverty.
Sounds divided over shifting of election-proof burden to INEC. It will be ridiculous for such to be considered, says Ogala. It has some riders there. Military shake-up, not confirmation of coup, says presidency. Details of that can be found on page 3. Now, the nation seems to be very busy with series of headlines. A weekend to PDP governance. Sidelining me will bury party, says Jonathan hasn't informed him about running in 2027. Details of that can be found on page 6. Now, Nigeria's exit from Financial Action Task Force excites President. Organization hails Tinubu's political will. Reforms. Details of that can be found on page 3. Now, Tinubu to new service chiefs. Be vigilant. Unite armed forces. Names Oluede. Of course, we know the names of the new service chiefs appointed. Now, court threatens to make necessary orders as Kanu's defense stalls. IPOB leader says his witnesses coming from UK, US, Kenya, others. Zulum raises the alarm over use of drones by Boko Haram. Use of drones by Boko Haram. Of course, the new services definitely have a huge tax to, bring this lasting solution to the security challenges we're being faced with right now in the country.
Like our people will say, they have their work cut out for them.
Yes.
They need to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, we have our work cut out for us, and that's to say thank you to our amazing guests.
Thank you.
So as we wrap up, Hajia, your final words?
Okay, I would like to say that workplace romance is not illegal. We can't deny it. It's not peculiar to us. It's all over the world because we're human beings relating with ourselves within a place. We can't rule it out, but we can manage it. And I would say that within the office, love with wisdom and work with integrity. With this, we will be safe with the office romance. Thank you very much for having me this morning. Thank you.
Hajia. Dr. Eze?
Yeah. So I would like to close by saying love can be found everywhere. Let's have an open mind. You can meet the person you love for a lifetime, even in the workplace. But then this is different from infidelity. This is different from office sexual harassment in the workplace. This is different from greed. You know, you have a wife at home and kids at home, but then you will not remove your eye from people in the office, you know. That's a different. So that's a sensitive part.
I shouldn't say if you want to add.
I mentioned it here. I mentioned it here. Don't foreclose it.
That's fine.
Yes, but while love can be found everywhere, we should love genuinely. You know, we should make sure that it is done decently, in order. PDAs should be kept at home, you know, or wherever you meet outside the workplace. There should be law and order, you know, things should be done decently.
Law and order in loving.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sule said,
you know what?
getting ready to
You know what? We had that conversation
before we wrap up.
And guess what? We are wearing red.
In situations like this, you just say, you know how they twist this statement?
Yes.
I comment my reserve.
But you know, we had that conversation earlier.
Right now, trust me, I am more interested about, you know, those guys
Manzani.
playing.
All right, Manzani.
Really wonderful listening to them, trust me. And I think we should do our collaboration sometime.
I suspect that they are singing this song for some ladies.
For whose ladies?
Who is the real beneficiary?
Ladies. Manzani and Ode. Tell us who you are in love with.
Manzani, take it away.
You make my life feel better.